Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the man behind the counter, Duncan, and today I thought we would talk about the new 4K release of Death on the Nile, something I picked up the other day and I watched it. I saw it in the theaters too, but this is the first time I watched it in 4K at home. Now, this movie is a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express, and Kenneth Branagh once again returns as the master detective Hercule Poirot. And Kenneth Branagh directs as well, just like he did with Murder on the Orient Express. This time he's on the boat on the Nile River and he has to solve a murder. This movie has an all-star cast. Along with Kenneth Branagh, you have Gal Gadot, Russell Brand in an unconventional role for him, Letitia Wright, and Annette Bening, just to name a few. I mean, top to bottom, this thing is loaded with great talent. Now, I love the setting on the Nile and on the boat, and we're all on a boat and somebody has been murdered, so Hercule Poirot has to talk to everybody and figure out the motive and who actually did it. Now, this movie, there were some suspicions I had that I was right about, but overall I still enjoyed this. This is a very enjoyable mystery. But the Murder on the Orient Express, the final reveal, really shocked me, whereas here I had some suspicions and I could kind of see where it was going. But still, it's so well made and so well acted. I went along for the ride and I enjoyed it because I really like the atmosphere too. Now, this movie is a 4K presentation with a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Now, the 4K looks very good, but it's not the best I've ever seen. But it's not bad. It's not the worst. I've seen some really bad ones, but this is a very solid transfer, I should say. It's not up there with like the Underworld box set, which is just, I think that's kind of the standard for me. That or the Hard Target from Kino Lorber. I've talked about both of those, so check those out. But this one is very solid. The Dolby Atmos here is a nice addition, but it's not a make or break because there's not tons of gunfire and explosions in this movie. It's more, dialogue driven, and the dialogue is very clear, which is good because that's very important for a movie like this. It's not one of those frustrating things where the score is drowning out the dialogue. It's not a bad sound mix. It's all very good, so you can follow along and enjoy it. Now, here is the artwork, which I do like a lot. The slip cover, and inside you have the same thing, and you have the disc, the standard Blu-ray. That's the Blu-ray, and this is the 4K. Pretty standard fare here. But overall, this is a movie. I normally do action and martial arts, but sometimes, let's say I had a day at the water park on an off day from work and I'm tired, hot summer in Georgia, I want something a little different. I could visit this movie, a couple times over the summer. This is a movie I could watch a couple times a year. It's not one where I watch, like a Van Damme movie, which I can watch every week. This is something, I visit from time to time, to diversify the genres a little bit for me. But overall, this is a very enjoyable movie, and they don't make them as often like this anymore. So, very solid movie. One thing I forgot to mention here that some people have pointed out is there's some obvious green screen moments, and they are present, but it's far from the worst I've ever seen. I think the movie got a little bit up. People are a little hard on it with that because the worst I've ever seen, and even I've seen lower budget straight to video movies and B movies with better work, was the 2005 King Kong, where they're on Skull Island running with the dinosaurs. That's still the worst obvious green screen I've ever seen. It was just awful. Here you can tell, but it doesn't take you out of the movie, so I wanted to bring that up here. But overall, a good murder mystery movie. I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars, and the 4K I'll give 4 out of 5 stars too, because it's not a terrible presentation, but it's not going to set the benchmark either. So overall, pretty good. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll have another review for you on Tuesday, but appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.